Good morning. Welcome to Wednesday. It's a little after 7 and I'm in work. The daily task of an Irishman when it felt like summer last week. Then you have a good few other bits and things that you may not think of when you're opening a cafe. So you need to make sure all your signs are right, make sure all your cakes are right, make sure all your breakfast items are right, make sure your coffee machine's ready to go, make sure it's dialed in, make sure little things you don't think of, water bottles on all the tables, make sure that all the lights are on, make sure that all your tills have money in them, make sure that all your iPads are ready to go, make sure that your till system is operating, make sure that your chef's here, make sure that your next person starting is there. So you have a good few bits to think of. Then any of your deliveries you need to deal with, make sure that all your temperature lists are up to date. Dial it in the machine. Natural Peru, absolutely delicious. What was I was gonna do something before I decided I was gonna talk about what we were gonna talk about. Marty has rightly pointed out that sometimes there's just some goddamn issues that hold you back a little bit in your time. Like for example, the light on the breakfast fridge wasn't on and it wasn't getting hot, so our porridge would have been sitting there cold, but it's working now, so don't worry. Then the other thing I want to talk about was this man and Ross, another lad who works here. You haven't met him yet, but you will. They've started a podcast. I'll let you explain.
So we started a podcast called Subtitles Not Included. It's on Spotify where we debate movies. We do a golden oldie and a newbie, and we just literally throw out all the crack and the banter about the film. Good and bad. Explicit though, so, you know, intended audiences.
I'm not a movies person. Like I'm not. I like watching movies, but I watched the whole thing from start to finish without stopping once. It's over an hour long and I didn't stop it once. In saying that, I was building IKEA furniture, so I did need to kill some time. Daily tasks. So when I started recording this morning it was 7 AM. 12 hours later, nearly 12 hours later, it's 6:48. Pretty much finished my day. Alyssa's on the way down to pick me up, but I'm exhausted. But it was a good day. I actually had lots of fun. There was lots of regulars in and stuff. So, oh gee, I don't know how much. Like I've probably only got about 3 minutes of footage today, so I'm gonna have to come up with something. Although the last video was like 9-10 minutes long, maybe you could do it a 3 or 4 minute. Good evening. No. Just before we go home, we're going to take the dogs out quickly. Yeah, Jesus. It's difficult to get out. I don't think you closed the store, listen. You did. If you could smell through a camera, this wild garlic. Oh, it's so good. It's like garlic but greener. That's what it smells like.
Alright, come on now.
We got into the car and Freddie wouldn't come, so we drove off in him, thinking that he'd run after us. He went in the other direction. Super obedient. Come on, Stella, let's go. Oh God, we've lost them all.
Let's go. Let's go, let's go.
Oh, you're very bold. You're very bold.
My seat's all wet.
What do you think of me glasses, huh? I don't need them at all. They're purely for style. And in fact, they're purely for this video, because I'm not even going to be seeing anyone except for Killian. He certainly doesn't give a about them. Anyway, so Killian's mum's car, Killian's mum Therese, who I don't think you've met her on this, but she is the daughter of the man's tree who I cut down, and I got the voucher for the rest of it. Anyway, her car blew up. I'm not using the Land Cruiser tomorrow, so I'm gonna give her the Land Cruiser for tomorrow. I'm gonna drive over. I text Killian, there's one condition. When I drive over to the house to give the Land Cruiser, he comes out to the Land Cruiser with a cup of tea for me, and I drive back to my house and he takes the Land Cruiser home for his mum. So man, and he writes back with a laughing face, and I said, and a twirl, I want a twirl bar as well. He writes back with a laughing face, and I said, what are you bleeding laughing at? Does that suit you? And he said, yeah, no problem, kettle is on. Then a second later he goes, plenty of milk, yeah? Yes please, horse. Do you know what I love more than anything about owning a Toyota? Is the fact that every time I turn the car on, it's almost certain that there won't be a dashboard light on. Like, you take it for granted until you own a complete heap of shite, which is my Defender, which you saw in the last video. It is absolutely miserable out. Real, like, Irish weather. There's nothing more Irish than the weather that we have right now. Kinda cold, not really that cold, just soaking wet, and generally quite miserable. So just, it's fierce weather out there. Like as if you're not living in Ireland. Like you go on like as if you're not bleeding ready for this. It's like this every day. Get used to it and stop bleeding giving out about it. Says your man who is literally just giving out about it. You're lucky I needed a bit of content.
Blurry!
Blurry! Oh, 2 cups
I
tea.
made a little hand cozy
Like contraption, like.
Yeah, out of a Pepsi multi-pack. My last good twirl.
Did you actually hear last twirl?
Yeah, there you go. I've never used that cup before.
This is our friends of four lads.
What do you think it is?
Lending cars and robbing twirls.
So look,
what are you showing me
the
there?
reason I had to
Is this focus or not?
make that is because touch the cup. Very hot.
Oh, that would be hot.
So I made that for you so you can. It's comfy, you know. Hot cha and that. What are you getting your race?
Killian here is telling me that look, he's pretty honest. And he's telling me that he doesn't like the hot. What's it called?
I don't like the premiere thing.
Premiere. When I'm premiering me movies, and I think I'm bleeding score Spielberg or whatever his name is. Anyway, enjoy the Land Cruiser.
I will.
It's not the first time you've fleeced me car. Cormac had it. He's all bleeding had it.
I might have driven it before.
No, I don't think it is. Anyway, enjoy it.
Are these on or